Good morning. There's my sweet puppy. Yeah, good morning. We went out to potty, but that was about it because we have a noisy storm rolling in. So my babies got some Benadryl and they'll be comforted all day. Thank goodness I have the day off. So I'll be running the TVs. There's a TV running in 2 of the rooms. I think I'm going to turn one on, radio on in my bedroom and maybe the office, just to have other noise that they're familiar with. So we'll see how that goes. As soon as I get done. Oh God, I love the smell. It's just an I got this at the Ross's. Anything that smells like rose. I love it. Advanced Clinicals. Manufactured by Concept Laboratories. Globally sourced materials. That sounds fancy, but there's a lot of stuff in here, so I don't know. I don't know. I've heard people, I watched a YouTube video of this lady who she carefully analyzes everything she uses for makeup. And I was thinking, I should do that. I should analyze things that I put on my face. And then I thought, excuse me, I've been using cheap makeup as well as expensive makeup without looking at ingredients all my life. And all of those makeups have had crap in them, I'm sure. They haven't been a lot different from each other, I can assure you that. So, I figure there's been a lot of damage done already. I'm tired of living in fear. Everything's killing us. I have met people who have been very, very, very careful all their life and have just dropped dead. Brain aneurysm, or the heart just stopped. And I'm not even talking about the plane crashes or the car accidents or murders or whatever. I'm talking about a physical malfunction. So I think the deal is there are so many people that are afraid of death. Terrified of death. So they busy their brain into preventing it. And I get that. It's just that while we're preventing death, because we want to continue, didn't mean to do that, because we want to continue living and experiencing life, which is cool. But what about facing the terror of death and saying, am I prepared for it? Am I ready for it? Even if I don't want it, how can I not have such fear? That's a biggie. That's a biggie. I'm not joking. People have the fear of public speaking and the fear of death. And I think one of the reasons why people are afraid of death is because they haven't yet lived. That's what my meditation brought me, is that I had just been barely surviving for so long that I hadn't like lived. And I know I'm a package. I know that I can be exhausting. I know that I wear my feelings on my sleeve, so to speak. That's what I've heard. But not only that, I'm also dramatic. I can't help it. It's my, should I have gone into Hollywood? Should I have been an actress? Maybe. I got you, baby. Are you my good boy? Huh? I should give him treats when the thunder hits, maybe. I don't know. I should look that up. So anyway, for me to keep trying to be a good girl, it's so suffocating. So am I really living before I die? Beating myself up for being so energetic. I guess I'm just trying to say there's a lot of living that some of us don't do because we're stifled in one way or another. If it's not from our own head trips, it can be from others putting their head trips on us, their judgments, their opinions, and I have fallen for that. I think the stress that some of us have gone through in life, I think there's a limit that we hit for some of us to where it's kind of like, you know what, I'm going to live in spite of you, in spite of my health, in spite of my reputation, in spite of anything. I was so afraid there for a while to color outside the lines because I thought, what if I taint my reputation by doing something silly? Or, when the internet came out, I was just like, oh my God, what if people find out this or that about me? It was like, what if there's pictures online? I'm not ashamed because life is life. And coming from where I came from, of course, I did some of the things I did. Am I proud of them? No. But have I accepted? Yes. And I think that's what a lot of people need to do with their life, especially if you want to, capital L, live your life. And I'm going to tell you why one gal, I think, is so popular. I think it's always good to have people in our life, or mentors, or even if it's just sort of a TV figure or cartoon character, whatever you're into, to kind of role model the kind of personality we want to be. Well, there's a gal on YouTube. Her channel's called Hey You, and she does Temu hauls. Very seldom does she ever show something I would purchase. Very seldom. Now, she's purchased a thing or two from Marshall's that she shared, or TJ Maxx or something. that I would buy. I've even gone online to try to find this particular briefcase, but they were already sold out. You know, they don't get many of each thing. Anyway, she's fun. She's fun to watch because I'm sure she filters herself to some degree. She has said that she doesn't say some things. She'll correct herself, or she'll kind of back up because of people who she works with. She doesn't want to offend anybody or get fired, so she doesn't share everything. But she says enough that you kind of get it. You kind of get her. And she just chit-chats in such an open and honest way that her channel is doing very well. It has really grown. And I guess there are some people who buy some of the same things she buys, but I really believe it's more about her personality. This girl's, she's alive. You know what I mean? She's just alive. And she's kind of funny. She's kind of funny. And very real. And she's just open chit chat. And sometimes she'll tell an interesting story from her past, or what she did with her day, or an experience she had on her lunch break. And I love that. I just love watching her. It puts me to sleep at night because she's not all prim and proper like so many people are on the and she's quirky enough that it helps me not feel like such an oddball. I love it. So, there's that. When you talk about living before you die, those are the kind of people I think about. I think, wow, she's got her head in the game. She's got her head in the game. And I like that. I've been helping with my mother-in-law, who has, she's going to be 90 this year. And she has been sort of the backbone of the family, like a lot of grandmothers are, great-grandmothers, mothers. She has always been strong. When she lost her first husband, she had 5 children. She went to work and was single for several years. And then she met a man that she worked with for a short time. And she decided, or she was his secretary or something for a short time. And decided to ask him to go on a it was like a secretary's day or something, and they had this big dinner and you could invite someone. And so she invited him. He went. They had a good time, and they were together ever since. So she wooed him. It worked. One date. That was back in the old days. I mean, she had no shame. But she also worked full time at the school, private school that her kids went to. So she got free education for the kids through high school. They were working, so if they wanted to go to college, they paid their own way or got scholarships. It wasn't this, well, my parents didn't put me through college. There was none of that. I got a little Temu package. Speaking of living, for a second, bring it back to me for just a minute. Oopsie. I bought a lamp. I decided that if all this stress between other countries was going to be a thing, or tariffs, or rising prices from other countries, including Temu, then I want to go ahead and buy a couple things before all that goes down. I have no idea what I bought. Oh, this isn't even mine. Oops. Oh, darn. I guess my husband has been doing some shopping therapy. I better give that back to him. Yeah, oh well. But anyway, that's part of that living. Is like, I want to buy some things. And I bought a lamp, but you have to put it together. So maybe I'll take you in my office and have you keep me company putting it together. Fine. All right, back to business. I'm going to do a little eyeliner. I don't like looking at me without eyeliner. Sorry, just don't. Okay, so anyway, this wonderful, strong, verbally succinct. I mean, her thoughts and her mouth are always in agreement. Not like mine. Like, I come across it really big, but in my mind, it's not that big. It'll be like the landscaping guy. He shows up with all this monkey grass. Thank you, Jesus. Got a good buy on it. And I say, oh, you made it. Yay. And he's like, what do you mean by that? I'm like, it's like you're Santa Claus. You're bringing me a lot of joy by showing up with all this monkey grass. It's a project. So here I am fucking explaining myself. And I'm thinking, why can't somebody just say, I'm happy to be here? Or, it's always fun working for somebody who really appreciates me. But instead, the way I come across, some people, especially men, he's like, some men they think it's sarcasm. If they've been raised hard at all, they think it's sarcasm instead of joy. Yeah, there are some people who don't see it as fun. They see it as something they have to look out for. Well, I'll tell you what, I really like these magic marker eyeliners for about 3 times. And the rest of the time I'm just using it thinking, how long can I make this work before I throw it away and have to buy another one? And I'm like, I'm not going to spend $8. Well, $2 a service, $2 a helping or whatever. No, not going to do that. So, nice meeting you. But our relationship is over. And I have these 2 layers of eyelashes, so it's hard to get it down in there once they start drying up. So toodaloo, you're out. Okay, back to living. I think there are times too when we're communicating with others that accidentally display a short-term commitment. And I don't think we always mean it like that. You know what I mean? Like, people will say, well, I'm not going to be in a relationship with someone who is like, just by the way you say that, you have disengaged from your partner. So if I tell my husband, I am not going to be in a relationship with someone who talks to me like that. Okay. I have said that when I'm upset. When he's hearing that, he hears that I have already disconnected from him. Because I've reduced him to someone. So now he's fighting for his life instead of fighting for his marriage. I'm fighting for my life instead of fighting for my marriage. I know that sounds overdramatic, but think about this psyche. When somebody says, when they're married to someone and they say, I want to be married to someone who respects me and I don't have to worry about them I don't know, think of something. Overspending and acting like my feelings about our financial security don't matter. So you get what I'm saying. That's already saying you're just someone I happen to be married to, and I can change that. It's not that that's not true. What it's about is, if you're going to stay connected in this relationship, try I'm going to soften up that black. Yes, I meant to get like a dark brown or a medium dark or medium brown, not a light brown, but a dark brown on my eyeliner. And out of habit, I ordered the black. So it's finally gone, but I bought a package of them. So through Temu, they had some kind of deal, I guess. And I ended up buying like a package of 5 or 7. I don't remember. I'm glad they were cheap because you only get a couple helpings out of each one. But I've also had a couple that I got off of Amazon, L'Oreal or whatever. It was the same thing. That's why I quit buying those markers a long time ago. But I hadn't tried them in so long, I forgot how much I liked them. So anyway, instead, it's say what you mean what you say, and don't say it mean. But take a breath and bring it down and make it a personal conversation between me and thee. So instead of saying, I don't want to be married to someone who blah, 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 say, I get afraid when I don't know how much money's in the account. It makes me very afraid. I've talked to you about this before. And it seems you're not able to stick to the agreement of letting me know when you're going to spend this much money or more. And because we've had several agreements and you've broken them, I'm going to separate our accounts. Or I have separated our accounts. I now have my own account where I'll be putting money in. And I withdrew, ooh, that was loud. And I withdrew enough money that I feel is proportional and put it in my other account. You have to have the guts to say that. It takes more guts to say something like that, it seems, than to say, I want a divorce because you can't, and do that big fighting back and forth when you don't really want a divorce. You just want the pain to stop. Yep. It's funny because I've talked to several people over time who have admitted, you know, if I knew now what I knew then, I'd be in my first marriage. Why would I have left that marriage? It was a good one. You know, I've heard that many times. My first one would have never, it would have been a long time before I would have known how to handle that one. Did not know how to handle that one. Yeah, that would have been a huge... But I think I could have saved my third one. Well, when you have brain damage, basically, it's not easy. That's true. I was watching Banfield. And I also was watching a video by oh, well, I'll stick to Banfield. Well, anyway, they had this gal on there that had been kidnapped for several years, and she was actually sitting in for Ashley Banfield, the one who normally does this show. And this gal was so well spoken, and she had mentioned that she had written a book. She had the support of her family, and how, you know, that she recovered from being kidnapped. And it didn't sound like she suffered long from what they were saying. And I can tell you that that's not, and there were several people that had been interviewed over the time that I've been watching the Ashley Banfield show, who weren't taking her place, but they were being interviewed, where they made it sound like they were happy, remarried and happy, and that's wonderful. But that's not normally how it goes. It's usually years and years of being scared and not knowing how to say you're scared because you know to shut up, or to have an opinion but you won't share it because you know better. It sets up paranoia that doesn't look like psychosis paranoia. It looks like confidence, or it looks like docility, or it looks polite. So to be able to get the mind and the mouth to meet is very, very difficult, especially when they've been isolated when they were young, even before they were kidnapped, in a way that they didn't know how to, they weren't taught how to communicate in a way that wasn't dramatic. Because like for me, all I had was a couple channels on TV back in the 60s. we had 3 channels, ABC, CBS, and NBC. I think that was right. And what was on TV? The news and ridiculous shows like soap operas and All in the Family, the Jeffersons, the Waltons. They were so dramatic. So when that's your only company, it's not entertainment. This is your only communication where you're hearing people talking, role models. So to think that on top of that, going back to facing death, when you're fearing that you could die any day, any moment, if you say something wrong, and each day, and you are convinced that the person who's hurting you, holding you hostage, not hostage, but or just kidnapped, not even hostage, they just want to own you. There becomes a bond, especially when you're young. What happens is whoever is providing you any substance is who you will not only fear because you want so much to please them and they seem unpleasable, but you begin to be almost loyal to that relationship because it's life-sustaining, which means almost like God, like a parent, like a guardian. So hurting, yet providing sustenance, providing life. Could kill me, yet provides life. So it gets a little screwy up here. Now, being kidnapped is an extreme example, but there are some families who have that dynamic as well. Now, you take that and combine it with wanting to finally have a voice, wanting to finally spread your wings, wanting to finally say, I'm not going to die by someone else's hand, more than likely, anymore. I'm free to live my life now. How you like these? Remember that set of headbands I got? Matches my shirt really good, huh? And it's so soft. The key is that just because I shocked the landscaper guy, if he never wants to come back again because I've said, oh, I'm so happy to see you, you're like Santa Claus, he may have been shocked to experience that kind of joyfulness that he showed up. But I can't carry around that other people are going to be offended or scared or over psychoanalyze my joy in a way that makes them not want to come back. Because yes, I have my bag of drama, but evidently they would have their bag of drama too. Normal people don't run away from money when the job is doable, whether the host, the client, is a little off their rocker, right? I've had some clients off their rocker, but I don't get rid of them because they act like they're not happy to see me, but they show up every week, or they act like they're thrilled to see me, and I'm thinking, what have you done now? So I guess the point is, and then I'll get off of here because I need to cuddle with my puppy. We're going to watch Hallmark Channel today. Let's try to not overanalyze other people's behavior for a little bit. Let's try, to get off the self-improvement wagon one day a week. where we can just enjoy not thinking about how to improve ourselves every single minute. Let's try to just relax and breathe before we can't breathe anymore. There are times when we really do need, like I was saying before, to really be aware and think about how we're communicating with other people, whether you're in a marriage or you're working out a business agreement. There are ways to say, I'm in this relationship with you, and this is what I meant to say. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Or it's like, okay, let me think about how I can say this in a more meaningful way. Yes, work hard at that. But at some point, you just want to say, F it. Give me a break. Do I get overexcited and everything sounds like an emergency, or it's, oh, I want a car kind of excitement? At some point, come on, baby, give me a break. Accept that that's how I am. I accept that you're an a-hole most of the time, right? That you look at me like I'm a freak of nature. So how about, every once in a while you just want to go, game out. Or what is it they say? I don't know, but it's like, I'm good. Let me have a day off, okay? And today is my day off. Ta-da! I'm not worrying about contractors or anybody else showing up because it's storming outside. Nobody's going to show up at my door today. Did all this just for me. But I do have a little Temu package, and it must be in the mailbox because I thought that was it. But it's my spouse's. I'm going to go make his day and give him his Temu delivery. And I'm going to talk to y'all later. I love you. Leave a comment. Say hi. Tell me something that you've done that shows that you're living your life. You're seeking freedom from dissension talk. Freedom from negative self-talk. Freedom from having to just please someone else all the time, but maybe even the freedom to let yourself break free to communicate in a more meaningful way. Like I'm willing to communicate in a meaningful, personal way, stand up for myself, knowing I'm risking everything by being honest and clear, instead of risking everything by being a jerk. I'm not going to stay married to someone who blah, blah, blah. I just don't want to talk like that. If I'm going to be excitable, I want it because I'm in joy. But I know if I break a fingernail, oh, damn it. What's the matter? Did you cut your finger off? No, I broke a nail. Like, I'm sorry. It just comes out. I've worked on it. I'm better, but not perfect. So today I'm taking a day off from self-policing. All right. Maybe you could too. I don't know. All right. Mwah. Bye for now.